One man shall save the realm, 6 shall he gather. One hero, Albion's hope, dark shall he scatter. Long shall he search afar, while hope betide him. One man noble of birth, 6 men beside him. 7 sentinels shall ride on the wind of battle.
Hordes of the Things, an epic fantasy by A.P.R. Marshall and J.H.W. Lloyd. The first Chronicle.
In the elder times, after the dawn of the world, peace reigned. But it lasted not. On the afternoon of the first day, from the waters under the heavens rose the giant nymph Britannifor, which means, in the elder tongue, the giant nymph. And with him went forth his monstrous 7-headed hound Cachuhongo, which means, in the elder tongue, hound with more than 3 heads. And Britannifor put from him nymphly things, and summoned to him the armies of night. And with them he passed through the land of Middle-earth, till he came to the land of Middle-sea. And many was the hobbit on which he trod. And he went up unto a high plain, his hound Cachuhongo by his side, and spake unto the dark creatures in this wise. Go forth thou in every direction, and every piece of earth that I see from where I stand shall we occupy and contaminate utterly. And so the regiments of evil went forth, and every piece that the nymph could see from where he stood was cast down before. All save one small kingdom named Albion, which means in the elder tongue a kingdom that was hid beneath the dock. And no one therein perceived their danger, save the Crown Prince Veganin, heir to the realm.
Thus, bold commanders, sit we here and plan our noble and most pressing strategy. The king does nothing, whilst about our land the harridans of doom amass. Southeast, the Quag of Zaguloth, his jackal troops of 30,000 foot buzzards composed. Northeast, 10,000 leech-lipped saber-tooths, with heretic Bishop Zilbor and his horde of thrice 6,000 maddened bees. To east, rank-smelling trogs and underwater wolves and harpies, jagganaths and shorganeels. But we are here, fair Albion's host, 1,000 upon 1,000 of our noblest hearts. Yes, what is it?
I can't make it, I'm afraid, Your Highness.
Hell's teeth. And who might you be, ancient wrinkled one? In pointed hat adorned with stars and moons and mystic signs composed of jerkins and anchovies, recipes for scones?
Yeah, I am the wizard some call Radox the Green. I'm sorry to have to tell you that the mighty Hordes of Albion can't make it today. I brought the sick note.
Well then, old Radox, but you and I and... hello? So, farewell, thou cowards. Know you I would scorn to die amongst your company. To horse unto the king, to raise another force of men who would rejoice to die.
These were indeed perilous times for Albion. For all around, the law of darkness prevailed, and things were not as they should be. Vampires did lie and sin with dragons, the Cyclops did interfere with the goblin, and trolls slept around. And Britannifor, the giant nymph, grew horny, and took to him as wife a beauteous young fjord. And this fjord she was firm and pliant, and her dugs were of wrinkled snow. And on the first morning of oversleep, she did conceive her demon child. And the child was known from that time forth as the Evil One. And thinking his work complete, the giant nymph departed for more nymphish climes, taking with them Cachahongo, his monstrous hound, to throw for him Yuffmog, the giant twig. And there were 1,000 years in the retrieving, for Yuffmog she was mighty in guile. Meantimes the Evil One grew bolder, and came to dwell but 9 rooks' flights from Albion. And the King of Albion was Ulfric III, and the doom was greater than ever before.
Very well, gentlemen. You have the draft of my new law on poaching.
Yes, Your Majesty.
Read it to me, then.
Certainly, sir. Item. The poaching of venison in the King's realm is forbidden. The penalty for doing so shall be not less than 30 days having your liver pecked out by eagles, and the fine of 10 million gold quadroons.
I see. Tell me, how many of my subjects would be able to afford a fine of 10 million gold quadroons?
Not counting you, sire.
Yes, approximately.
Well, approximately none-ish.
None-ish. Bit of a ridiculous punishment, then, isn't it? And not less than 30 days having your liver pecked out, and a fine of 10 million gold quadroons. If they can't pay, it's hardly any deterrent, is it?
I have it, sire. How about not less than 30 days having your liver pecked out by eagles, or a fine of 10 million gold quadroons?
Of course, much better. Let's move on.
Item, the poaching of woodlice, hares, leopards, rabbits, moles, hedgehogs, dormice, bats, truffle pigs, bears, chipmunks, and slender lorises in the King's realm is forbidden. The penalty for so doing shall be not less than 6 years being stabbed with halberds, and or a fine of both legs and a head.
Good. You mean the penalty is either death or death. Is that it?
I think we should leave that to the interpretation of the courts, Your Majesty.
Go on.
Yes, the poaching of birds, fruit, nuts, logs, and air in the King's realm is forbidden. The penalty for doing so should be not less than 4 months tied to a rock and thrown in the sea, or being smacked about the ears and neck with green elm twigs, plunged into boiling oil, wearing only a tricorn hat, and then tied to a rock and still thrown in.
Crown Prince Veganin! Your Majesty, our spies from every border of this land of ours bring news that evil forces mass upon us. The state must arm, more troops in train, and all the Sagittaries gather here, else all is lost.
Yes, now, all very well, but this isn't one of your speeches to the men here, you know. Anyway, what do you mean, more troops? What happened to the last lot?
Talk not to me of vile and cowardly wretches.
Yes, all right, do hurry along. Log poaching is ravaging the land, even as we speak.
Your Majesty seems not to understand. Albion is completely surrounded by evil forces of the most terrifying magnitude. How much longer do you think we can escape the conflagration?
Oh dear, not another war scare, Veganin, surely. How many times do I have to tell you that the Grand Alliance between the 48 nations has a perfectly workable non-proliferation treaty? Middle Sea is quite secure.
How can you say that, when even at this moment the swirling killer loons of death are massing outside the east gates?
Nonsense. I have today received a communication from the swirling killer loons of death, assuring me that they want war no more than they do. We have a trade treaty with them.
Trade treaty? We export 1,400 luscious young virgins bound in silken ropes and fattened for 2 years on raspberries and chamois milk. And in return, we import a walnut. A walnut.
There you are. You know perfectly well we have a very weak walnut industry. On the other hand, we have a positive surfeit of virgins this year. Remind me to talk to you later about that. It makes perfect economic sense for us to export virgins and import walnuts.
A walnut.
Admittedly, we'd like to import another walnut or two. Yes, we would. But world economy is slumping. My good friend, the evil flesh-eating Lord of Crown, advises us to...
The evil flesh-eating Lord of Crown, that cannibal.
The evil flesh-eating Lord of Crown is not a cannibal.
Oh, really? Then what about this menu my spies brought me of the last banquet he threw? Starters, choice of tomato and hobbit quiche. Surf pate, or avocado and stout yeoman farmers in vinaigrette. To follow, housewife with tiny new potatoes, or ragout of tender, meaty gym instructors killed during circuit training. Sweet, strawberry ice cream sprinkled with golden peaches, chocolate sauce, almonds, angelica slices, and cherries with a couple of brawny archers thrown over the top, and cream, cheese, coffee.
Well, you did skip the cheese.
Your Majesty, we must prepare at once to raise a mightier horde of Albion to fight these cankerous parasites of doom that grow and strengthen hourly all around and such. Their ghastly leaders must be slain at once. To that end, a list I have composed containing all those names too foul to live. First, His Grace, the Bishop of Zilbor.
The ambassador of Zilbor only lives across the street. If he should be in his front chamber, sacrificing someone...
Sacrificing?
It's just his religion. You have to make allowances for alternative cultures.
Then give me leave to press the men I need.
Oh, very well, but do try and be discreet. Where do you start?
Well, what about those two advisors? They don't really do very much here.
Take my advisors. Well, I don't know about that. What do you think?
Oh, very bad move, sire.
Yes, very bad.
Most unwise.
Yeah, well, very wise. See, I am advised against it.
Of course they advise you against it. They're cowards of the rankest kind.
Are they?
I shouldn't think they are for one moment, sire. Not they.
Just prudent they are.
Most likely, sire.
That's enough. You both will come with me, like it or not. I shall press the boldest men we find to service most urgently. To the village! Then to battle!
Battle?
Come!
It might be a better idea if we went to Mount Vizapithor and looked at the beautiful scenery, Your Highness.
Yes, that sounds better advice to me.
They say the lake is dazzling.
Be quiet!
But Highness...
Shut up!
Thus stood Albion alone against the Darklands. And in Mount Vizapithor the Evil One begat. And the Evil One said, "Soon my children will come of age. I shall prepare a mighty treat. And it shall be called the Black Muster, when evil shall do battle with good and triumph over it forever." And seeing the children of darkness, Jeb caused the demented did labor mightily on their behalf. He did forge them jellies and little hats and string bags for their tangerines, and with his dagger, stolen from the cavern of the dwarves, he did cut out pieces of paper for them to play at consequences upon. And such was his folly. For as the day of the Black Muster grew ever closer, the times grew deadly indeed. And log poaching did ravage the kingdom.
This way, I think, Stephen. Perhaps we'll have had more luck in this direction. No, I can't remember having trod the ground of this particular glade. Strange, I thought we'd covered the whole forest at one time or another. Any sign of our log traps over there? What? Where? Quick! This way! Be swift, they may be in deadly danger! Fear not, old woman! My companion and I have strong sword arms. Where lies the peril?
Oh, they must have fled upon hearing ye coming.
Ah.
Oh, thank ye kindly, young stranger. Your name?
I am Agar, son of Aethar, and this, my Minotaur, Stephen. We are at your humble service.
I am but a frail old hag, whose bones are weak and tremble. I grieve as to how my poor wizened body shall cross yon deep, fast-flowing stream.
Fear not. I am young and strong. I shall carry you over the stream.
Oh, 1,000 joys. But across the stream, my painfully thin, threaded old legs must carry me up a steep mountain track.
Say no more. I shall carry you up the mountain.
And along the treacherous mud-pocked cart track for many a weary hour.
I shall also carry you along that.
And beyond the track, I must fight my way through the scythe-clawed thorns and briars that overrun the entrance to my miserable old woman's home.
No, it's all right. I shall also carry you there. Come, onto my shoulders.
My dry old heart fills with thanks.
What about your horse?
Well, just load that on your Minotaur, if you would.
One moment. Could it be, after all, that you are not quite the person you seem?
I? How so?
No, it cannot be. I have heard tales from the north. You are not in the foul service of the evil one.
Do not say that name here. But you show great wisdom, Agar, son of Athar. You have passed the first test.
Test?
Yes. I am no old woman at all. I am known to some as Radox the Green.
Oh, yes, I know.
Oh?
But tell me, great wizard, what is this test?
Was it the voice?
No, not so much the voice.
I'm rather proud of the voice.
Yes, what is this test
I
of which...
I suppose it was the beard, then.
Well, yes, since you ask, it was the beard.
Oh.
And the wand. The beard was quite good, but the wand...
I never get the beard right. Oh, damnation.
This test of which you
That
spake...
stupid beard. Why did I ever grow it? I hate it. I hate beards.
Radox.
It always spoils the old woman bit, and I hate it. It is a stupid thing.
Excuse me, Radox,
Oh, yes. Well, I came at the bidding of the White Council. Now, you must have heard of them. They do a lot of charity work. Now, you see, the thing is, dark days are upon us, and only in seeking out one chosen hero can the other 6 be summoned to aid the world, like it says in the rhyme. One man shall save the realm.
I know it. 6 shall he gather.
Oh, yes, that's the one. And then, of course, the bit about the shepherdess and the goat herd.
I was thinking of the proper words.
Yes, of course. Now, the first thing we must look for is someone of kindly heart, like you, unless I'm very much mistaken.
Aye, but I am nothing but a poor log poacher. What makes you think I have anything to do with high matters?
Well, of course, I can't be sure at this early stage, but I... Oh, look out!
Hell's wind! What manner of... Oh! No! Protect yourself, Stephen! Harpies! Harpies! No! Down! Let me down, foul creature, or I shall cleave your skull by the winds of death!
Do you think I am attractive?
What?
Do you think I'm attractive? For a harpy of my age?
Does it matter? Let us down! So help me, I'll carve up your head!
When I've delivered both of you to the Black Mustard.
Oh, no!
Some have said that my legs are my best attributes. What do you think?
Well,
You know, if I take a liking to you, you could be set down wherever I choose.
Oh, very well. I suppose they are quite nice legs.
You're just saying.
Oh, no, really. They have nice, wrinkles. Really get me going.
She gets them out of a bottle, dearie. I do not. You don't think she was born with wrinkles like that, do you? And what about you? Leathery wings don't grow on trees, you know. I've seen you drying them in front of the oven. How dare you? I've never been so insulted. The young human would really like to get me in an air current, eh? Someone a bit closer to his age group. You bitch! Take that! You're too old to start fighting, my dear. Please! You should stay in the nest with the old folk. I'll show you who's old.
Please! No! Don't let go! No! Please! Radox, thank the gods. I was snatched by two
Yes, I saw it all. Fortunately, I was able to break your fall with a spell of my own devising. Would you mind awfully putting these sliced tomatoes round your feet? Garnishes make the whole thing a lot more visually enticing, don't you think?
Garnishes?
I simply cannot abide these threepenny sorcerers who spend hours on some spectacular trick and then can't be bothered to worry about the presentation. Now, here, let me dab just a little mustard.
But those harpies, why did they snatch me? And who were they taking me to?
I don't like it. Harpies have never dared approach the hidden glade before. It's restricted, you see. You must have something very precious for them to seek you out like this. A magic coat of mail, but a shield, a ring, perhaps?
A ring? What use to anyone is a ring? Oh, yes. There's my sword. Oh, yes. Observe the scabbard of jeweled copper.
Oh, it's magic, there is no doubt. I mean, look at the ivory inlay, the ebony motifs, and here on the blade, in fiery runes for all to see, the words of the elder tongue. Trahud and Borith, Trachona Pagadorith.
Could it... Does it mean 1 man shall save the realm, 6 shall he gather?
I've no idea I failed runes.
Then what makes you think it's magic?
Well, it certainly hasn't been designed for looks, has it? It's a hideous bloody thing.
May I have it back?
Here, you may need it. From where did you procure this mighty blade? It was snatched, I'll be bound, from the hoard of the enchanter in the 3 towers of Tranfax, eh?
What? They told me it was new in the shop.
The shop? You obtained this sword from the weapons shop in the village?
Yes, it's been in the window for ages. What of it?
Oh, know you not the oldest legend of Albion? Whoso removes the sword from the shop shall become hero of all Middle Sea.
What?
Oh, goody. Well, that's definite then. You're no longer Agar the log poacher's son, but Agar the hero. And as for me, I must all speed for Zilbor to the great conference of all wizards.
What about us?
Well, your first task must be to seek the Sibyl Diandetes.
Where is this Sibyl to be found?
Well, you can seek advice in the inn yonder.
Yes, but surely you can conjure up a mighty summoning spell and call the powers of light to my aid.
No, I'm sorry. I'm right out of salad dressing at the moment. Anyway, the conference awaits me. My mighty horse must be ridden swiftly. Giddy up!
In the elder times, as evil encroached on all sides, there rose up the 3-faced Sibyl, Diandetes, and all the scholarly men of Albion turned to she for counsel, for she had the divine gift of prophecy. Seated about her oaken throne, they would speak their questions to the ears of Val, the face that listens. Then, after consulting her masters, the gods, she would deliver them answers from the mouth of Grunthor, the face that foretells. And after the sages had departed, and all that she spake had come to pass, they returned again, and she would turn to them the eyes of Rivner, the face that says, I told you so. And in those first days, fearing for the safety of the kingdom, the men of Albion sought to know from Diandetes how they might be protected from the night of all evil. And these were her words.
There shall be a hero, and he will unknowingly command great power. The forces against him shall be mighty, but he shall set the world on the path to salvation. The day he alone shall find me for guidance.
And so saying, until that time, the Sibyl went into hiding, and her wisdom and the hero were forgotten, as all lived in most modern terror of the evil one.
Dark days are upon us, Maliad, and no mistake. Evil rumours are abroad. They do say the end of the world is at hand, while the king does nothing. More ale.
Oh, thank you.
2 more flagons of ale, landlord.
Right, yeah. Oh, as you say, Tyrone, evil days are past.
Bloody giants.
Right. Family of giants moves in next door to you. What happens? Wild parties all night, noise.
Property goes down.
Property falls down.
Right, they're not the same as us, giants, see?
Well, you're not wrong. They sort of smell different.
More.
Smell more, right.
Right, I mean, you get half a dozen armpits the size of New Forest, moves in next door to you, and then what, eh?
Right, here's your ale.
Cheers, cheers. Oh, send them back where they came from, that's what I say.
Yeah, that's right. Good idea. Where do they come from, actually?
I mean, they come over here, they tread on our jobs.
Tread on our houses?
I mean, we don't have room for any more.
Mind you, fair's fair. They do work hard. They do a lot of jobs as ordinary people wouldn't do.
What, like pruning sequoia with her teeth, you mean? Stands to reason no ordinary people would do that job. No point, is there? Bloody silly job in the first place.
Right.
That and blowing wolves off cliffs, I ask. And lying down in the fields under the new sheep squashers. I mean, who cares? The King's trade creation policy has been started just to give giants jobs, hasn't it? The old methods are the best, I say. I mean, my dad, he could squash sheep as well as any giant could. By hand, too. Oh, craftsmanship, that were.
Didn't know your dad was a sheep, right?
Golden days, eh?
There weren't no giants in those days. Right.
You been hunting today, then?
Right. Griffin we've been hunting.
To horse, all warriors of Albion! I need the mightiest marshals steeped in war with hearts of stone to stem the gathering dark. Only the stoutest, staunch and swift commanders, men more gods than men, lords of the noblest rank and tigers in the field of blood need here apply.
What sort of bait do you use for Griffin, then?
Very well, for mere stout sergeants skilled in skirmish all I need. Nimblest corporals, lusty for a fight. But some wise privates will suffice, be they both bold and true.
Just the usual, you know. Didn't have much luck today, though.
Enough for men! But merely men is all I need. But plain, rough trouser wearers fit to bend a bow. But old men! Some of them ladies, even.
Here, Mal, don't you think we'd better do something about this here?
What?
Him with the crown and the glittery tights.
Oh, right. Oi, you!
Yes?
Shut the door, will you? It's bloody freezing in here.
Shut that door. Bloody freezing.
Very well, so be it. We shall do the deed alone.
What, just the three of us?
Very unlucky number, Three Highness.
Particularly with armies of evil in excess of that.
Shut up!
You know, I hear there's dark days afoot.
So they do say. I reckon we've been using the wrong bait for them, Griffin. I reckon worms would be better before.
Oh, I don't use worms for centaur.
You hunt centaur, do you, Mal?
Oh, if I do.
Well, I'm not saying I disapprove mine, but it's a bit easy, isn't it?
Easy. Centaur? Oh, get up. It's bloody impossible.
Use bait, do you? What do you use, then?
Steak sandwiches.
Steak sandwiches. Well, what hunting method do you use, then?
That'll be telling.
Rubbish, I know what you do.
Oh, yeah. What do I do?
You invite them round your place for supper.
I do not invite them round my place for supper.
No.
No, I lure them round. I lure them with stealth and cunning.
It was just the same in the fishing season, arranging deportment classes for mermaids and then stabbing them in the cloakroom. You don't know what real hunting's all about.
Greetings, innkeeper.
Look, that was a strange pair here.
2 flagons of mead.
Coming up. You from the village? Haven't seen many along the East Road for a while.
We follow the counsel of a wizard named Radox. Do you know of him?
Oh, Radox the Green.
Radox?
Oh, yeah, he often comes in here for maraschino cherries.
Do you know the whereabouts of the Sibyl of which he spake?
Eh?
Sybil, now you're asking. Oh, yes.
Sybil's through that door there. Sybil's not occupied, is it, Mal?
I don't think so, no. Sybil's not occupied, is it? No, you go straight in.
Thank you. Come, Stephen. Come and meet our destiny.
Come in, Agar, son of Agar, hero to be. I have been waiting for you for many years. Go now and await the sign.
In the first Chronicle of Hordes of the Things, Patrick McGee was the chronicler, King Ulfric the Wise III was Paul Eddington, the Crown Prince Veganin of Albion, Simon Callow, Agar, son of Athar, Christian Rodska, Radox the Green, Frank Middlemass, Hugh Thomas was Maliardoc and the first advisor, and the first assistant advisor was David Ross. Gordon Gostelow was Caradorn, Eve Karpf was a harpy, and Miriam Margulies was a harpy, and Diandates, the three-faced Sibyl. The scribes were Andrew Marshall and John Lloyd, and the production was by Geoffrey Purcell.